done with casting pearls amongst the swine. 'Cause each of us is running out of time. It's already started silent, you won't hear a chime. You'll be measured and punished for each heavenly crime.
Good evening and welcome to the Belfast Babcast. Just wait until a few people log on here so I'm not talking to myself like a crazy lunatic. Boom.
Only in the looking back at life are you able to discern that you were being crafted through every little concern. Furs and trials attack because you had a role.
Just waiting for a couple of people to gather in.
The furthest into the world have been debauchery, iniquity was all I seen. The pleasure dome of dopamine is fleeting and devoid. While we call it mental health and addiction just to avoid. That is the consequence of sin, and their warnings to draw near to that place that is filled with uncertainty. But with him you lose all fear, only in the looking back at life.
So good evening, folks. All two of you so far. Yeah, so just a bit of an update on the channel on the week, etc. So it has been a very interesting week, to say the least, but positive all round. So we have had such a surge in watch time and people tuning into the channel. It's been very humbling. We've had literally I've had so many direct messages from people who have also started their day ones as well, which is really, really encouraging. It's good to see that it's having an effect on other people as well. Yeah, so it's been a very interesting week for me. First 3 days were horrible, and the last 4 have been good. Just getting progressively better, to be honest, and very minimal cravings. So I feel that I've got it very lucky so far. We have some lineup next week coming. We have on Monday evening the Machine Gun Preacher, Sam Childers. Tuesday we have Guy Anderson. Wednesday we have Gary Wayne, and Saturday we have Michael Tazarian. So a very stacked week of guests. It's been very, very humbling and shocking, to be honest, the caliber of guests we're getting, and that they feel secure enough to tell their truth on this platform. So very privileged and very humbled by it all. Has either one of you's got a question, Stuart, or I'm sure the other person is my wife? Your day one's nearly over, mate. That's class. And what are you coming off? Alcohol or a number of things, or? And what made you decide? Best decision you'll have ever made, to be fair. So this evening, me and my wife went out for dinner, which was normal for a change. It's been the first normal thing we've done the weekend in a long time. Well done, mate. Well, I'm glad at 40 years old to finally become of some use to people. So, well, that's the hope of this journey, is by me doing this publicly, warts and all, that it'll give other men the permission to rise and do right by themselves and do right by their families and be present. And the future's always brighter without it, you know. Alcohol, drugs, everything just numbs the spirit, numbs the mind. You know, you're not, you think it's helping, but it's really not. It's just avoidance and weakness. I'm absolutely gobsmacked that I have got to day 7, to be honest. I know I'm getting to day 90, but it's still humbling, because this time last week I was off my head on cocaine. I was blocked, stoned off my face, and on sleepers. So to say that I'm a very different human today than I was last Sunday would be an understatement. And if anything, it's had a calming effect on me. I thought I was going to be psychotic coming off everything, but when God's at the center of it and driving it, it's very different than trying to do it off your own will. And the whole idea behind why I'm opening the Forge for Men is because men work better with men, shoulder to shoulder, and a brotherhood, carrying each other along. And it's not a pipe dream, it's happening. It will be opening on May the 11th, and it will be there for men to fully rebuild, not just sort the physical, not just sort the mental health, but fully rebuild, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and heal completely. It's a holistic, not new age holistic, but a complete and approach to healing a man, as opposed to just putting sticky plasters on gaping wounds. Am I getting any sweats and withdrawals? Sweats and stuff were really bad on the first couple of nights, but I've obviously, God's graced me, because since day 3 I've been fine. Literally been fine. Cravings have been okay. I found some weed and I threw it in the bin, which is unheard of for me. I basically was a walking weed plant, so. But it's been very, very, very encouraging to see the amount of people who have messaged directly to say that they're starting their day 1, and it's nice to know that you've impacted something in that way, you know, as opposed to being a fucking drain in society. So yeah, this whole experience has definitely softened me, not in a bad way, but softened my spirit and made me more open and receptive to helping others, as opposed to being a selfish prick. Also being completely humbled by the guests that we continue to get on the show. It's absolutely astounding. Kathy and Colin last week was such a privilege of an interview to do, to complete heavyweights in their field, and to come on to a humble one-man band podcast in Belfast. And I can't express how much of a one-man band this is. I mean, I started mobile. I was running between the BAP shop and the side of the gym. Sound quality was shit. Production was shit. Everything was shit. I was shit-faced. But I had a mission in mind and I went for it, and we're now here. I'm 7 days sober. I'm encouraging other people to get sober, and we're going to build a men's restorative centre where we're actually helping the community as opposed to destroying it. Anybody, any burning questions they would like to ask? I will answer anything as honestly as algorithmically possible. Nearly got that out without a lisp. But Stuart, as for the sweats and stuff, that should disappear after the first 3 days, mate. So just stay with it. Have you anyone supporting you, or are you doing this by yourself, or what's your setup? I have my big therapy dog up with me this evening, Big Lily. Lily, you coming over? Yeah. Good to see you. Big Lily. Big American Bulldog, best dog about. Don't know if that's a good thing or not. Well, if you've got a dog, you're never alone, mate. But if you can get support around you, I would suggest that you do, because no man is an island. So it's certainly not weakness to ask for help. The reason I'm doing it alone is for very different purposes, because I need to come out the other side of this as a leader and not an idiot. And I'm still not doing it alone. I've got my wife supporting me, I have my dogs, I have my daughter, I have my family. So I'm very, very privileged and very, very lucky to have who I have. Thank you, GT. I hope you're fresh and not on the old fucking liqueur, big son. Or there'll be no flat white in the morning. Oh man, that's bound to have been a killer for you. 13 years you had it. Horrible. Sorry to hear that. Black coffee and honey, my man. You'll not be getting that in the Belfast breakfast pops. You may bring your own honey, but what are you doing under there, Lily? Don't you reckon anything? If we go offline, suddenly it's the dog's fault. And you get all your presents down to Lauren, GT. Also, do you think there's an argument to roof Lauren off and just make it one big insane asylum? I've never met anyone normal coming out of it, like yourself included. Mission complete, big son. Lauren is a strange, strange place, like, isn't it? It's like the place where you go for hope just to die and dissipate. I've lived there, so I'm speaking from experience. Oh, you're a special breed, all right? That's probably the politest way of putting folk from Lauren I've ever heard. So we'll go with that. Lauren folk are special breeds. Not mental cases and not inbreeds or anything like that. Just special breeds. Pride of Ulster, aye. Ulster mustn't have very much to be proud of, I would assume, if that's the case. This is just turning into a slagging session on it. Oh well. Fuck it. Shouldn't have brought up Lauren. What's a man supposed to do, like? At least you just have a ferry out of it. That's positive. Any exit route out of that town is a positive. Even the way the roads are set up in it, it's just the grimmest place on planet Earth. If you can tell, I'm definitely not sponsored by Lauren. But the biggest difference is like life back in my face and my eyes. It's if you'd asked me a week ago, I thought cannabis had no effect on me, but apparently it did, and apparently I was very fucking sedated looking on a constant basis because I feel ridiculously awake now and very switched on, more so than normal. Well, there's one for you, Stuart. You could be doing your day one in Lauren. I mean, imagine that. Imagine doing your day one in Lauren. That would be horrendous. Would you even make it halfway through? Oh yeah, yeah. Cannabis is different. Like I smoke about 7 or 8 grams of it a day easily, and it just drains the life out of you. You don't even realize it. You're just constantly running on empty. Where are you way too big, Lily? Come here. No, I lived in Lauren years ago for a short time. Never looked back. I wouldn't imagine you did, mate. I'm sure you went through some quite depressing times in Lauren, I'd imagine. It tends to have that effect on people. Ballymena is not much better, to be fair. Lived there as well. Um, it's just full of mental cases that bite each other's ears off. Let's say like every 10th male you seen had like a bit of their ear bit off. Lauren in the 90s was banging. Well, look, if we have to go back 35 years to find a good time in a town, I think it's safe to say the town is shite. Maybe it was all that banging you've done in the 90s that have you so mentally fucking deranged now. Too many Donegal D's back to back and going to fucking raves or whatnot. If that's what the youngsters done in the 90s. Stage 4, Lauren. It is like it is terminal, Lauren, like stage 4, Lauren. It's like it's the only like seaside town. It's just so depressing. But apart from slagging off Lauren, I would like to thank everybody for continued support on the channel. We have started to recently blow up. We have over like 100 hours watch time on the Kathy O'Brien and Colin Ross interview from the other evening, Friday evening. And I actually got an email thanking me from Kathy, a very, very nice email. Very humbling experience again. Such a lovely woman and such a lovely spirit. And yeah, just absolute privilege to have her on the show and to feel comfortable enough to share her story with me and on this platform. So, who is the five in the room? GT, Stuart, my wife. So, we need the other two. Show yourselves. This is like the one and only time you'll probably see me in a shirt. Oh, there's 7 people in there. Excuse us. Things are kicking off here. Any requests? You want me to sing you a song or anything? Or rap? Or do a wee dance? Lucky Man, The Verve. Yeah, no, nobody needs that, mate. Nobody needs me singing The Verve. And which one is that? All this talk of getting older is getting me down. It's probably not even The Verve I'm singing, to be honest. And does anybody else do that with songs? I don't really know the lyrics to many songs. I just kind of make them up. Sometimes not even words, just sounds. They kind of fit. Happiness, more or less. That's as much as you're getting out of me, GT. Something in the memory. Although I was caught on a weaker there. At the end of the last live, you could hear me singing away on the microphone. Didn't realize it was still on. If you could call what that was singing. No, I don't know the words to one song other than ones I've wrote myself. And even then, I fucking messed them up. So there's not a hope of me reciting somebody else's songs and lyrics. The Sash. Well, now, funny you should say that. I do know The Sash. Good evening, Nemesis. However, I shall refrain from singing about the bygone days of yore because my head is not empty. Any offense taken, so be it. There's a reason why they have LOL on those sashes. Just saying. Just saying. LOL. Everything in this country has to be fucking sectarian, doesn't it? I mean, my tagline has been no surrender to this, just meaning that's the not surrendering to the task. And people have been like, why are you using a loyalist tagline? I'm like, well, I wasn't aware that loyalists owned those two words exclusively. I'm sure there's other aspects in life where somebody has turned around and went, no surrender. And they haven't been into the Protestant persuasion, you know. I always find it very amusing too that all these people that care so much about religion wouldn't step through the door of a church, or they're just interested in the theatrics and the war of religion and the ability to hate somebody else because they were born in a different postcode. Like, such brains in use there, isn't there? But it's so ingrained in this country, it's ridiculous. Like, it's the same thing with the whole flags. You know, you go up West Belfast, you see Palestine flags. You drive down East Belfast, you see Israeli flags. Now, I would put money on it that if you were to ask, you know, why you're supporting Israel, for example, they wouldn't really be able to give you much of an answer other than because they'll learn support Palestine or whatever, which is a sad state of affairs. Very, very sad state of affairs. Small minds is correct, Nemesis, but small country creates small minds and a very small gene pool with a lot of birth abnormalities. Well, that's it. Just moan and moan, but they never get far. Mr. Tato for First Minister is right. Only smoky bacon version, though, because they are elite. Better than the cheese and onion. Had first turkey and ham dinner there this evening, and it was splendid. At Horatio Todd's, although there was some weird things on the plate, these wee green round ball things, ugh, and like orange sticks. So I had to move them to the side and get into the meat and the spuds, you know. Like why you would put marbles, green marbles on a plate is beyond me. The wife actually tried to eat one of them. Didn't go very well. Mr. Tato kind of is First Minister, without getting too graphic. Michelle O'Neill's a bit greasy looking. Looks like she's been pulled out of a bag of crisps. Wooden thruster as far as I could throw her. Feeling and sounding fresher too. Yeah, thank you very much. Although, looking back in old videos, it would appear it wouldn't be too difficult to look or sound fresher. You can unite us all. Everyone likes Tato. Well, what about those who can't eat crisps? GT. It's all me, isn't it? Fucking flat whites and crisps. The hell with everyone else. Fuck them. That's not very nice now. So, has anybody got any serious questions? Or Lauren related questions, I will take. Also, anybody else excited about this week of lineup, the guests we have? Machine Gun Preacher, Gary Wayne, the return of Guy Anderson, and Michael Tazarian. That is one heavy hitting week of guests. I really don't know why I decided to wear a shirt today. Like, it's very out of character. I have to stop leaving comments on their vids. Fusing David Icke. David Icke is a glue sniffer. David Icke is the biggest gimp to walk planet Earth. How's that for onions? He is like the controlled of controlled opposition. Much like Alex Jones, much like Russell Brand. And then we have grifters like Sean Atwood, and everyone's in it for fucking fame or disinformation, it would appear. And I think that's why we've been able to go backers here. There's no production team, no fear of getting cancelled. Couldn't give a flying fuck. Yeah, it's a class week of guests. To be honest, I'm really looking forward to having a chat with Michael Tazarian. Very, very intrigued to have a conversation with him, and also absolutely dying to speak to Sam Childers in person and hear that to tears testimony. It's absolutely mind-boggling. David Icke's a very strange wee man. Like, if just to go back to him for a minute, I mean, he came on the TV in the early 90s proclaiming he was the son of God, and there was going to be tsunamis and earthquakes and all around the world, which did happen. And he said a lot that is going to happen, but he's just controlled opposition again. I mean, he's another one of these people who will describe the spiritual war going on, but never name God, but will happily define and name the satanic elements of it, but won't ever mention the other side of it because he's too proud and too controlled. I guess there goes any chance of me getting David Icke on the show. Shucks. Or his wee son Gareth. Boo hoo. Yeah, he's a bullshit merchant though, Nemesis. Absolute bullshit merchant. He tells a lot of truth. He does deliver the message that the hidden hand wants delivered. That's exactly correct, Simon. Nail on the head. Is Gareth as camp as he comes across in real life? And also, David Icke is a Mason. Like, there's pictures of him in Masonic clothing, so. No, the fear and anxiety has gone, Stuart. This time last week, my bumhole was opening and closing like a wonky eye, but a week into it, I'm feeling strong and I'm feeling ready to destroy week 2. And I'm going to start training like an absolute Satanist this week in a good way. Elon Musk, like, don't even get me started on him. Like, how people think that he is the bastion of free speech. Like, and Donald Trump, it just baffles me how stupid people are. Like, yes, of course, these billionaires have your best interest at heart. They're definitely not trying to introduce Palantir global identity systems, and they're definitely not fighting on the side of the Zionists in a holy war. It's all just fucking smoke and mirrors. To think that we're ever going to get any form of reprise from the systems that have oppressed us is ridiculous. They wouldn't be allowed to rise up for a start. He's essentially just an Alex Jones in the White House. It's just controlled opposition. People think that he's leading them in the right direction, but he's leading people directly into the mouth of hell, along with Elon Musk. That's why I can't stand these other things like Turning Point USA and that Ben Shapiro nonsense as well. Like right versus left cultural nonsense. Like, I mean, it's not about left versus right. These are the divides that they put, for us to fight amongst, so we don't look up and see where the actual issues are coming from. Yeah, well, he's a lot of things, and they don't even try and like cover things anymore. They're pretty much out in the open about their black budgets, etc. The old Hegelian dialectic, indeed, control reaction solution, or problem reaction solution, even. Sorry. And it's so obvious to see how many times that has taken place throughout our lifetimes. I mean, just look back to 2020 as your perfect example of Hegelian dialectic. We have COVID as the problem. They control the response to give you the solution that they desire, which is pokey, jabby in the arm and get the mRNA clean into you. There's spike proteins and whatnot. Amazing the people are still going for boosters, isn't it? It is a different. It is. Well, it's thesis, antithesis, synthesis, but yeah, he breaks it down pretty well, so it's okay to use an idiot's words. Of course, it works, and even look at it culturally. So we had the big swing towards everything going. Like we could, you know, we had to respect everyone's pronouns and live in fucking la la land. If somebody walking around with a wang and a dress, we had to call it she or her. And then now everybody got fed up with that, and it's swung back so far the other way. It's just they play us like puppets. It's unbelievable how stupid we are. We're a big lie. So you met him back in 2010 at the Belfast Wake Up Call. He was playing music in between speakers. Not a bad guy, good musician. Well, he may not be a bad guy, but his daddy is definitely controlled opposition. What's your thoughts on Sean Atwood, folks? I'm always suspicious of bald folk, you know. He comes across as a bit of a grifter to me. Him and his wee pagan sidekick, Ron Swanson. There's just something very off about him, isn't there? Did you ever see that video with the female guest that he had on, the survivor of trafficking, that he was sitting sniffing gear with and telling her that he was going to get her a YouTube following, and it was just disgusting to watch. Oh yes, I've seen the video of when he's sitting just getting the makeup done. He's just that is the freakiest thing ever. The Clintons are a sketchy bunch, like. I don't think there's any sort of conspiracy sort of content I haven't consumed. But that Clinton video is really, really eerie. Like he's not present at all. Nearly as mad as that. You ever seen the video of the black guy, Al something or other, the American TV host, where he just like freezes for like 30 seconds solid and doesn't just. And there's two co-presenters beside him, and after a few seconds, they even notice, and then he just sort of snaps back out of it. Seen it happening with Eminem as well, Katy Perry, a couple of them. I just don't think you can make it to that level of exposure without either having been compromised and being able to be directed, or just completely part of the overall agenda. Like you don't see any of them getting arrested for their content. And the people that, Al Roker. Yeah, Al Roker is the one. There are other brands apart from Evian, because that's not allowed or whatever. Yeah, it was scary to watch that. Al Roker and Clinton. And it's Project Monarch GT. Chancellor of Queen's Belfast at the same time. Yeah, what did she spit into that glass that time? That was extremely strange. Just those people, like those people in power in general, are just strange. They're not us. They're not for us. They don't give a fuck about us. And like, why we still buy in and play along with their system is beyond me. I got a letter through the door yesterday or the day before threatening to fine me if I don't get on the electoral register. What the fuck do I want on the electoral registry for? Well, there's no water's really good water. There's heavy metals in them all. But Evian's actually got the least amount of fair fueling, to be fair. Just hold a magnet, a very strong magnet at the bottom of a bottle of water, and you'll see what gathers. Never been on one. Yeah, but I mean, even that. Think about it. I mean, we're buying these things in good faith, but how do we even know the filters are doing what they're supposed to do? Oh, you've never been on the electoral registry. That makes sense. I forgot what it actually said. Nemesis, apologies. Lily, that's Lily at the camera there. Apologies. But like, why would I have a need to join an electoral role that I have no desire and never will take part in? I'm more than happy to lose my perceived voice and my perceived vote because I'm not naive enough or avian enough, as you would say, Nemesis, to believe that our votes actually count. Like, how gullible are the Americans? Like, they get on like it's a fucking sideshow whenever it's the political time of year. I caught you live. You are looking so much better than I expected. Obviously, taking care of yourself and the shoes. Thank you very much. Well, taking a lot better care of myself than I was last week, 100%. Fabian Society, that's Tony Blair and co. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Fabian Society are dark as get out and also linked in with Tavistock Institute and the Rosicrucians. And now we have Tony Blair's son, Ethan, who is going to be rolling out the digital ID system for the United Kingdom. Isn't it funny how it's always same families, same people? Tony Blair is one of the most evil looking people I've ever seen. And obviously one of the most evil people in our recent history, from the war on terror and the millions of lives that he's responsible for. But yet he's given a nice cushy Middle East job as a NGO and paid millions for speaking and rewarded for his doing the bit for the system. And it never changes. You know, you get conservative and it's the same shit, different bucket. And really, really sad to see people still going on and on and on about politics whenever it's clear that it's a load of shite. And Claire Hanna is dangerous, dangerous woman. Hi lad, I don't know you get your word out, but I think if people find these things would be so much clearer, lad. Blessings. Thank you very much. People are starting to find me, so watch this space. And the thing is, this voice isn't getting filtered for anyone or anything. So, you know, expect this channel to be banned at some point. Because the truth is the truth, and it's not getting filtered on here. Well, sure, we've got the other Fabian Society member currently as our Prime Minister, who gets attacked, or his ex properties and ex cars get attacked by rent boys from Eastern Europe. There's definitely nothing strange going on there. Anybody see what's happening to your dude down south, Enoch Burke, who has been locked up over Christmas and potentially a life sentence for not wanting to call someone by the they, them pronouns. Imagine not wanting to call a singular person by collective pronouns. What an absurd thing he did there. Like that's how far we've got in this world, where we're now at a stage we are told not to believe our own eyes. Some dude can walk up with an Adam's apple, and you're expected to call them she or her. Not not happening over here. You can live in that delusion, and I'll just be over here in reality. I mean, even on the amount of drugs I was on, my head was not melted. It's a bit far fetched, isn't it? A life sentence for that. Well, mate, the problem with being off here not to get by is more stuff just creeps in. So we need more strong men to get sober, wake up, not give a flying fuck, and just go at the system properly. And that is one of the main reasons I'm sobering up, because I want to be a danger to the system, not just a useful fucking pawn in it. And you're never going to be a danger when you're suppressed. Oh, well, yeah, it does feel like a bit of a psyop because he's highly linked with the Church of Ireland. Church of Ireland is Freemason Central. There's so many Freemasons linked throughout the case as well. Yeah, it's all weird as fuck. They don't. They're not human. Guard from Mars. I don't think they are. You couldn't treat other people the way they treat people if you had any humanity in you. Yeah, if we want proper change in any country, it's not the micro problems that they get us to fight amongst that we need to look at. You know, it's not the immigrants, it's not the Taigs, it's not the Huns. It's the fucking government, folks. You know what I mean? And the money interests behind them, and obviously it goes a lot deeper than that. But I mean, the royal family, for a start, how many kitty fiddlers has infiltrated their family? And how many in the family? Lord Mountbatten, Andy, Prince George, best mates with Jimmy, and it's just rough. I think the new year we'll see something very difficult, lad. Um, I would say that Freedom Dad is not helping the situation, to be perfectly honest. The immigrants are not the problem. The government is the problem. We're looking at the people that the government has dropped off, not the government. You know what I mean? And ironically, people lump me in to the same sort of group, think that I'm going to be like far right or hate immigrants or whatever. I don't hate anybody. I hate the way we're being manipulated and made fight amongst each other. I mean, you've more in common with the immigrant than you do with the person that's putting them in that place. You know, they're the ones that are heartless, they're the ones that are soulless and destroying communities and completely changing the demographics of them. And I don't know Freedom Dad personally. I just know that our politics don't necessarily align. I'm sure he's a nice guy. CJ's 100%. He doesn't take anything to do with it anyway. He reports on it. He audits it. You know, he is the auditor, not a protester. But I just think these things give just disenfranchised people a platform, and I'll probably get in a lot of trouble for saying this, but so be it. Aye, you would think MI5 would vet the people around the royal family a wee bit better. And then we have Lord Mountbatten, who was the most prolific of kitty fiddlers. And yeah, debatable whether he was taken out by the Ra or not. What are you eating, fat chaps? What did you find? Sorry, the dogs found something there. But here, that was me. I just wanted to check in. Didn't realize I was going to slag Lauren off. That's GT's fault. They've been like that through history. Yeah, they're just inbreds. They're just fucking inbreds. And like, why the royal family still has any place in modern day society is absolutely beyond me. Like, just looking at them, they look inbred. Everything about them is just deranged. They're the best dogs ever. Yeah, 2 American bulldogs, and then the Queen Bella, the French bulldog. She knocked the fuck out of both of them. She's more balls than both of them put together. Well, they're definitely. I mean, there's a reason why the term is blue bloods. They actually do think they have a divine right to rule back to the Nephilim bloodline. If you trace it back, it's quite scary how much they think they're in a divine place. Even the oath to take. Well, I think it's probably a pretty wise idea for me to like go before like I say anything else treasonous or that could lead to my potential death. I'm not suicidal. I'm just bald and aerodynamic. And grumpy. But guys, thank you for joining in. Yeah, so let it be known that I ain't right or left. I don't deal within politics. I don't deal within the fucking playground that they put in front of us of hate your neighbour, hate the immigrant, hate whoever. My eyes are solely focused on the system that's destroying us, you know. Thank you very much. Feeling brilliant too. Feeling like wide awake enough to take them out if they try and come at me, you know. Thank you very much, Mars. And what a tune, by the way, by Sash. What do you call him? Ash. Sorry. SGT. Hi, lad. That's right. Freedom Dad is right. This has been replaced. Christian out. There's only one book in the Bible, different on both sides, lad. Do you want every wind turbine to speak out at 5 o'clock in the morning? I couldn't give a fuck, Quintona, to be honest. I think people need to start worrying more about their own family and their own situation than trying to solve a problem that they can't solve. Like, you're being directed into this like sheep. You've been given the enemy and you've take the bait, you've take the bait, and so be it. You know, yes, I noticed that they're all fighting the AIDS men, etc., but I am playing the government's games. You can play away if you want. And like, we can only be replaced if we allow ourselves to be replaced. You know, all of a sudden now we're worried about Christianity being replaced when nobody gave a flying fuck about it for years. They just want us to fight amongst each other. Let's see any possible line that's not looking towards the system that's causing the issues. It's as clear as day. The way forward is have faith in God and stop worrying about the inevitable. The world's coming to an end, mate. And what all these protests is the dying throes of an empire. You know, the West is going down. China and Russia will be superior in the financial scene in the next 10 years. The American Bible Belt will shit themselves and they will happily embrace a false messiah. It's as clear as day what's going to happen, but meanwhile, we'll all be distracted fighting amongst ourselves like, oh, fucking immigrants, or oh, the Catholics, or oh, the Protestants. When really, you need to be looking at the fucking system that's causing the problems. And this is coming from a meathead who looks like they should be a right wing racist, but, you know, I've actually got common sense. And more going on in my life, to be honest. The last throes of a dying world is correct, Nemesis. That's exactly what's happening right now. And that's not negative at all. It's just perception. And if you can't see it, that's fine. You'll be swept up in the deception. So be it. It's one of the main motivators for me getting sober, to be honest, is because I want my wits about me and what's coming. And what's coming in the world in the next 3 to 5 years is going to be scary, scary shit. Immigrants is going to be the least of your problems. It is a big game of chess, and we're the fucking pawns. And we play to their tune every time. And it's like it's 4-dimensional chess, you know, like they've managed to unite Catholics and Protestants in Northern Ireland against the one core enemy. But yet that's going to be the disintegration of the entire country into martial law, etc., etc. People just need to see the fucking same games being played out and played out and played out and played out. Maybe I'm wrong for stating it so bluntly, but prove me wrong. Yes, brother, will do. And, you know, the beauty of this life is, you know, I can have a difference of opinion on stance with the likes of Freedom Dad or whoever, but I'll get on with anyone and I'll have a chat with anyone. It means nothing to me. I'll try and tell them their truth and I'll try and tell them my truth and they'll try and tell me their truth. And that's fair enough, you know, each to their own. But I would like to waken up as many people as possible on this journey. So 100% open the conversation with anyone who wants it about this particular subject, immigrants, etc. You should always take care of your own. It shouldn't take an outside threat for people to now all of a sudden to give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, oh, our women, our children. Well, where were you out protesting when the whites were out raping? You know, like it's absolutely absurd. Like, I don't say this without risk. Like I'm living in the middle of East Belfast with this opinion, so that should go down well. But truth doesn't give a fuck. And to be perfectly honest, neither could I. So I'm here for sobriety. I'm here for purpose. I'm here for God's work. And I'm here to help as many people along the way as possible. Whether they hate me, love me, or indifferent, I don't really care. I would just like to thank everybody for joining me. And if you could like, share, and subscribe and all that jazz. I really hate saying that because I just hate saying it. But it's important to grow the channel. So like, share, subscribe, and all that fancy nonsense. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll go out with a wee tune. Not the sash, unfortunately. I know you all love a wee bit of the sash, but here we go.
just no fate. Minus works with lead, the spiritual annihilate.
Just one more thing. We haven't tried changing the profile pictures yet to sort of innovation happening for Paris and Manchester and all. Do you know, I think we should all change our profile pictures or like black it out for Black Lives Matter and all that shit. Like, how stupid are we as people? Peace out. Wasn't even aware I could smile.
Only in the looking back at life are you able to discern that you were being crafted